Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land on Transformation Tuesday. We're going to talk about having some ambitions. You may have seen Christina Kirkman on OWN on Ambitions. Welcome.
Thank
How
you.
are you,
guys? I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Good. Fabulous.
So it's been a minute since we saw you on All That.
Yes.
One of you, the funniest kids in America.
It's been a few minutes.
Yes, making the transition from comedy to drama. What's this been like for you?
I think I was super intimidated. Ambitions was my first drama. I find that I use comedy more as a tool in my everyday life, and my mom would say otherwise. But when I booked Ambitions, I was super intimidated because it's very much a drama show. And I just didn't know if I had the tools to do it. And you kind of realize as an actor, you have all the tools, you just have to access them. And it helps with, I play Lori, who's very much a modern day femme fatale character. And, I'd show up to set and be super nervous. We'd have 3 a.m. call times, and Will Packer was there, and Lionsgate. But once you get into like the wardrobe and the hair and makeup, it's like I was ready.
Dress the part, become the part.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the premise of the show.
The PG premise. Ambitions is everything, I guess, that you would want in a guilty pleasure. It's sex and betrayal and politics and deceit, which all, I guess, go together. It is a lot of people trying to gain power and kind of the extent that they go to, and the crazy things they do to obtain that power. It takes place in Atlanta. It's centered mainly around Robin Givens and just the crazy people she meets along the way and the crazy things we do.
Seems like it never ends well.
It never ends well. Especially for my character. I've kind of been like the butt of every joke. It's kind of like, oh, this must be Lori. Someone's poisoned. Must be Lori. So I'm always on the defense.
Oh, you're that girl.
I am that girl. So
Do you find that playing parts like this like informs your life at all? Is it, or influence your life at all, like off camera?
Well, I have to be careful saying this, but I do think in a lot of ways, Lori is my alter ego. So not to the extreme.
We all
Like
have
she's
a
a little
shadow side.
crazy. Yeah. But I think, I think that I was a pretty much a confident person before I took on this role. And then I realized had I booked this role maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I wouldn't have done as well as I think that I could have done now. Because she's very confident and you can't show any nerves in this role. So I think that it definitely made me more confident as a person. And Lori is very used to kind of captivating a room when she walks in and getting her way, and doesn't like to show her emotions. And I relate to that of once I start feeling like I'm showing emotions or being vulnerable, I kind of shut down and overcompensate, and Lori does that. So I kind of played that up.
You started in Hollywood at such a young age. Is there anything you wish you would have known then that you know now?
No, my experience was actually different than most child actors. I won a competition, Are You All That? The Funniest Kid in America. I was a normal kid. I was a gymnast. I watched SpongeBob. I was just normal. And then just one day I was living in Melrose, Massachusetts, and the next I was shooting All That in Hollywood, having never been an actor. So I still had that groundedness of being just a normal kid working in the industry. And I got out of it in time where I was able to go to high school and go to college and then make the decision to come back out as an adult. So I was never like jaded as a kid. In my head, I just thought I was like showing up to this big playground and like playing with my friends.
You were?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, essentially. So there's nothing that I would tell myself then, and I'm happy I did make the decision to go home and be a normal kid and now do it as an adult.
So today we're talking a lot about life being the mirror and outperception in great ways and horrific ways. How much do you believe that life is the ultimate mirror, and to the extent of total perfection to just kind of a, somewhat of a reflection? What do you feel?
I had I guess it's hard too, because some people who know me from All That and now see me on Ambitions is like, oh, well, you were on All That, now you're on Ambitions. Where was, that was easy.
Right.
I graduated Emerson College with broadcast journalism and didn't think I was going to do acting again. And then when I realized I did not want to be a journalist, I came back to LA, and I was a series regular as a kid. So I'm like, this is going to be a breeze. Like, I know everybody in the industry. I've already done this. And then everything was completely different. I mean, there were social media stars now getting TV shows because they had a big following, and the people I knew in the industry were no longer there, and I had no money, and I had no recent experience, and I had to kind of start all over and kind of hustle. You know, I was working as a PA in the front desk of Equinox. So yeah, and the same thing happened this time around. I booked Ambitions, and the second I booked it, we went through, you know, I lost some family members, and I was in between 3 states, and I was dealing with so much, and I kept feeling like, why is this happening to me? What's going on? Like, I felt like I was putting out what I wanted into the universe, or working at being, you know, the person I wanted to be, and things just kept not going my way. So yeah, I think it's a lot about like your attitude, and my friend really made a really good analogy the other day. She said I think of the ocean as like the most peaceful place. Like when I'm floating in the ocean, it is the most peaceful place, but it can be the most stressful. It depends on how you look at it.
Yes.
Right. So it can either be super peaceful, or you can feel like you're drowning and you're overwhelmed. And I think it's just how you look at it.
And so much of it is about relaxing.
Right.
Being able to relax,
Right.
even in the midst of taking action.
For sure.
I think that's part of the challenge, at least in my life. It's been like to not take desperate, needy, like stressful action.
For sure. Yeah.
So when did the shift happen for you? When suddenly things began to line up, at least in terms of the show? Was there anything specific that you did that caused it to line up, or was it just persistence and eventually it sort of just?
I mean, I say this, you know, people say like, oh, well, what advice do you give somebody that wants to be an actor? And I'm like, I need advice. Like, I don't know what to do. There's no right way to do this. I will say you just need one yes. And whatever it is that you want to do, you need one yes. And when you look at it that way, it makes everything a little bit less intimidating. And along the way, even though there were a lot of kind of negative things that happened, there would always be like a small glimpse of hope or something that would keep me holding on. So it was persistence. In the moment, it always felt like things weren't going my way, but when I kind of zoom out, I do see little things that happened that I maybe didn't realize then. But yeah, it was persistence. And then you go through so much that I'm very grateful in some poetically weird way that I have gone through so much weird stuff, because it really kept me focused on what I wanted to do. And I realized that I don't want to do anything else, and I'm willing to deal with 1,000 no's and maybe not working for 8 months because.
But you got the one yes, and you're on
I got the one
Ambitions
yes,
now.
yes.
Well, thank you so much for being here and
Thank
sharing
you.
your truth. We do appreciate it. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow.
Yes, I am on the Instagram machine at Christina Kirkman. I am recently on Twitter. Come by, be nice, say hi at ckirkman7.
I love
and
that.
Ambitions Own. We're on a mid-season finale, but we will be back in the fall.
Love that. Be nice.
Thank you. Yes, be nice, please.
We'll be right back.